Good morning, Year 5. Today we are going to be multiplying by 10, 100 and 1000. But first of all, we are going to practice our fluent in 5. Go and get yourself a piece of paper and a pencil for today's number. Today's number is 120. For this number, you will need to add 10, subtract 10, multiply by 10, multiply by 100, divide by 10, divide by 100, double it, which is the same as multiplying by 2 or adding the same number again, and half it, which is another way of saying divide by 2. You might want to pause the video to give yourself a little bit of time to work it out. Well done, everybody. Let's go through the answers. 120 add 10 equals 130. 120 take away 10 is 110. 120 multiplied by 10 is 1200. 120 multiplied by 100 is 12,000. 120 divided by 10 is 12. 120 divided by 100 is 1.2. To double it, it will be 240. And 120 halved is 60. Did you get them all right? If you found any particularly tricky, you might be worth having a bit of a practice. So today we are going to be focusing on multiplying by 1000, and we're going to make those connections with multiplying by 10 and multiplying by 100 that we have learnt about in the past. Here we have 1000. Now we have 1000 6 times. How many do we have altogether? We could write this as 6 times 1000. This would equal 6 thousands. We could also write it in the normal way that we are used to. 6 multiplied by 1000 equals 6,000. We could also write it as 1000 multiplied by 6, and it would still be 6,000. Here we have a place value grid with the number 78. And a question, 78 multiplied by 10. Can you work it out? I'm sure by now you all know that 78 multiplied by 10 will be 780. Here you can see 780 written on the place value grid. Here's the next question. 78 multiplied by 100. The answer for this is 7,800. Again, here it is shown on the place value grid. Next question. 78 multiplied by 1000. The answer is 78,000. Again, 78,000 is shown on the place value grid, but you will notice that the place value grid has had to enlarge by one space to the left with the TTH column, which means tens of thousands column. Looking at these place value grids, 78, 780, 7,800 and 78,000, have a little think. What stays the same and what changes? You might want to pause the video here while you have a little think. Right, I bet you've all noticed that the numbers are the same. 78 is seen on every place value grid. The only thing that is different is where it is placed on the place value grid. For 78 multiplied by 10, it has been moved one place to the left. For 78 multiplied by 100, it has moved 2 places to the left. And for 78 multiplied by 1000, it has moved 3 places to the left. The other thing that you may have noticed is that a 0 has appeared on the place value grids. This 0 has been used as a placeholder. Now, here are some sentences. Can you complete the sentences with a number in the box? Question 1. To multiply a number by 10, each digit moves something to the left on a place value grid. Number 2. To multiply a number by 100, each digit moves to the left on a place value grid. And number 3, to multiply a number by 1,000, each digit moves to the left on a place value grid. You might want to pause the video while you have a little think. Right, let's see if you are correct. To multiply a number by 10, each digit moves one place to the left on a place value grid. Number 2, to multiply a number by 100, each digit moves 2 places to the left on a place value grid. And number 3, to multiply a number by 1,000, each digit moves 3 places to the left on a place value grid. The way I remember this is by looking at the number that I'm multiplying by. If I am multiplying by 10, 10 has 1 0, so I know that all my numbers need to move one place. And as my numbers are getting 10 times bigger. If I am multiplying by 100, the number 100 has 2 zeros, so I know my numbers must move 2 places to the left as my number gets 100 times bigger. And I'm sure you can see the pattern now, but to multiply by 1,000, my number 1,000 has 3 zeros, so my numbers have to move 3 places to the left on the place value grid as they get 1,000 times bigger. Right, now it's your turn. Here are some questions where you are multiplying by 10, 100 and 1,000. It might help you to draw a place value grid on the top of your piece of paper in front of you and move your digits 1, 2 or 3 places to the left each time, making sure you put that 0 placeholder in when you need it. You will need to pause the video while you work out the answers. Well done everybody. Let's go through the answers. 45 multiplied by 100 is 4,500. 52 multiplied by 100 is 5,200. 70 multiplied by 100 is 7,000. 612 multiplied by 100 is 61,200. 715 multiplied by 100 is 71,500. 720 multiplied by 100 is 72,000. 41 multiplied by 10 is 410. 41 multiplied by 100 is 4,100. 41 multiplied by 1,000 is 41,000. 10 multiplied by 952 is 9,520. 1,000 multiplied by 952 is 95,200. And 1,000 multiplied by 952 is 952,000. Well done if you got all those correct. It is now your time to go over to Purple Mash and click on today's to do for maths, where you'll be multiplying by 10, 100 and 1,000. Remember, you can refer to this video at any time to remind yourselves how to do it. If you've got any problems or any questions, please make sure to email one of your teachers. You can email myself, Mrs. Bagley, Mrs. Aykroyd or Mr. Bottomley. I look forward to seeing all your learning and we'll be checking in to see how well you do. See you tomorrow.